Hi everyone, and welcome to today's Red Hat webinar. Before we get started with today's presentation, there are a few items to quickly mention. You should see a taskbar at the bottom of your screen. Each icon is assigned to a particular element of today's webinar. If you're not sure what the icon does, hover over the icon with your mouse and the box will appear to tell you the function. Also, next to the slides window, you should see a blank Ask a Question box that allows you to type a question. After you type the question, click Submit to send it to our presenters. Feel free to submit your questions throughout the webinar, and our presenters will address as many as possible following the presentation. You can submit any technical questions related to the webinar platform here. Please close down other browser windows or applications that might be splitting your bandwidth, including VPNs, as these might interfere with the audio or video stream. If you experience any connectivity issues, please refresh your browser. Today's session is being recorded, and all registrants will receive an email within 1 to 2 days of the event with a link to view this presentation on demand. Now I'm going to hand it over to today's first speaker so we can get started with the presentation.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this session where we're going to focus on enabling you to overcome complexity and increase productivity as part of your SAP modernization journey through an end-to-end automation. I'm Balkase Musuni, and I'm in charge of running the business development of Ansible in Europe, Middle East, and Africa at Red Hat. And I have the pleasure to co-present today with Marcus, who is the Partner Enablement Manager part of our SAP team. So no matter the complexity of your environment and where you are on your IT modernization journey, an automation strategy will improve existing processes. With automation, we can save time, accelerate innovation, improve employee satisfaction, and reduce costs throughout your organization, which are even more relevant for SAP customers who need to modernize the infrastructure and application landscape by 2027 based on the SAP strategic evolution. And to be successful in a hybrid cloud world where most analysts have stated is the new norm, organizations need to adopt a more integrated and comprehensive approach for managing mission-critical platforms and applications such as SAP across diverse environments, which are much more reliant on automation. And the Red Hat market-leading Ansible automation portfolio is at the heart of those capabilities, as we're going to see. First, we will cover the challenges and opportunity as part of your SAP strategy. Secondly, we will walk through the IT automation pillars in that journey and how Ansible delivers for our customers and partners, meaning you. And finally, we will give an overview of the technical capabilities and a short demo of Ansible and management solution for SAP. Let's be clear, in the SAP journey, automation is not a nice to have, but a must. Also, just to repeat quickly as a reminder, housekeeping note, feel free to post all your questions in the Q&A windows and we'll address them at the end of the presentation. So let's get started with these questions. Why Red Hat does really matter for SAP? Mainly because of 20 years of partnership, big customer base, and a unique end-to-end open source platform for SAP. Red Hat was the first Linux operating system supported by SAP in 1999, and SAP Venture even invested in Red Hat at that time already. Since 20 years, we have a strong and reliable partnership, co-innovating with SAP together the open source base for many SAP solutions. Even at Red Hat, as a company, we use SAP technology like Concur, Qualtrics, Ariba, and others. SAP is, by the way, also a reference customer for Red Hat Enterprise Linux. In terms of customer value, Red Hat is the leader in the open source technology. 90% of the Fortune 500 customers using Red Hat technology, of which more than 290 are using also Red Hat for the SAP system. We have more than 2,200 global enterprises customers running the SAP and HANA installation based on Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Customers trust Red Hat due to the lowest TCO for total cost of ownership, future investment protection, reliable partner, superior support, and best performance. In terms of end-to-end platform, Red Hat has a unique open source portfolio for SAP customers. In fact, the only vendor in the world with a such portfolio being able to match 6 of the 7 technical pillars of SAP Intelligence Enterprise, from infrastructure, automation, integration into container platform with a full interoperability. Plus, with IBM as a partner now, also a full services SAP provider. And Ansible has a strong positioning in the big picture, being the glue between all those different systems. helping to increase speed, reliability, and operational efficiency. We provide solutions and value in each and every steps of the journey of the intelligent enterprise. We can see here that Ansible covers half of the key use cases, with the deployment and configuration from weeks to a few minutes, and to the day-to operation lifecycle of SAP. This strengthens the importance of Ansible in that domain. Why? Because by nature, SAP workloads are often business critical, making downtime increasingly unacceptable. For example, losing the ability to process high volume transactions or perform real-time analytics can have a substantial negative business impact. And reducing downtime for SAP by automating high availability, disaster recovery, and consistency between different environments, development and production, is a must for the organization. It's about helping you to overcome complexity and increase productivity as part of your SAP modernization journey, thanks to automation. We mentioned already intelligent enterprise. So what is SAP definition in that? The best run businesses are intelligent enterprises that turn insight into action. They collect insights from customers, employees, products, and brands at every touch point. They use powerful technology to sense opportunity, risks, and trends. And they turn this intelligence into action across the business, changing outcomes for everyone, improving customer products and also workforce experiences, and helping the enterprise to control spend, launch new business models, and accelerate data-driven disruption. Therefore, becoming an intelligent enterprise helps you to close the experience gap, unlock new sources of growth, and lead in your industry. But what keeps the intelligent enterprise journey so challenging? From a business point of view, customers are facing situations such as speed of change, which is too low. What is needed here is a more agile and flexible way of working. Regarding data-driven business transformation, yesterday, SAP was focused on the processing of transactional data. Today, customers want to make data-driven decisions to drive better business outcomes. That requires a data platform that lets the business better leverage the data and know-how. And to become an intelligent enterprise, you also need to leverage AI and implement intelligent workflows to make your processes more precise and informed. The time of having a releases cycle every 6 months are over. If we want to handle the consistent change and drive continuous improvement, we need to get to a DevOps orientation and change from classic extension to a cloud-native extension. It's important to help organizations drive innovation and not repeat the bad practices of the past. That led to the fact that organizations got stuck with a legacy system, making the move to SAP HANA an incredible effort. And most probably that this global pandemic has impacted your SAP strategy as well. Well, within this troubled time that we are facing, we are all adapting to a new normal, wondering about what the future holds. We are all impacted by this unprecedented situation, working hard to adjust the global changes on the employees and businesses. Forrester, by the way, indicated in a recent report that this crisis will accelerate enterprises' automation plan to better respond to some amplifying market drivers, such as enable technology services for mobile IT workforce without compromising security and governance, build business resilience in a period of resource crunch, and develop and deploy new applications and use cases in the shortest period of time. We know this presents a unique set of challenges for you. The same for other organizations, as you can see here, also in that slide, some quote examples reflecting pretty well some challenges we have to face. And the key consideration in addressing those challenges are without public cloud, we wouldn't be able to face the pandemic in the way we are. On-premise data centers have never scaled this fast. The public cloud scales because it's unprecedented, disciplined, methodical, pervasive amount of automation, and a few others equally critical things. Without automation, the security team wouldn't be hard-pressed to install VPN clients across millions of laptops, tablets, and smartphones all around the world. Think beyond organizational silos. Utilize what is already out there and make everything self-service so the team are more productive no matter where they are. Having said that, and following a study, talking with hundreds of Red Hat customers, it's not a surprise why lack of automation is a top barrier preventing digital transformation success, and therefore why it became a top funding priority for this year. Because automation helps decreasing the operational expenditure to be able to allocate more funds towards innovation, which is the driver to better differentiate, increase revenue, and customer satisfaction. And how Red Hat can help you here. This is very much the 3P conversation around people, process, and platform. People, because we understand that it starts and ends with individuals that create and consume automation. We help train, we consult, we support. Successful automation takes a cultural shift, an automation-first approach, if you will, and will help promote those changes. We will show you how to create a community of practice within your organization as part of an automation journey. It's about process. The tools themselves provide not only the means to automate, but a platform for collaboration. See, not only what is being automated, but which part of the organization are leading the change for transformation. And it's about platform. We help you define the standards that include deployment, end state, security, and compliance, and then codify those automation playbooks that can be deployed consistently across all your infrastructure along with prospective analytics. Yes, you can tackle those challenges in many other ways. And at Red Hat, we believe that the open approach extends to the people, the process, and the platform will help you to succeed in your digital transformation journey. So let's now dig a bit more on why Ansible is the right automation platform, which is one of the 3P conversations to address efficiently the different challenges and opportunities we talked about so far. The Ansible benefits have been amplified since last year when we launched the platform to focus on delivering a more comprehensive experience to our customers. In effect, it's composed by 3 pillars: the technology, the engine, the muscle of the platform, the universal language, if you will. Secondly, the cloud services to bring more differentiation and value with Automation Hub, Automation Analytics, and the recently launched Automation Catalog. The certified content, which is the fuel of the platform with a playbook and modules so customers can use the automation with confidence and ease. It's about providing a better user experience, simplifying the access and the consumption of the automation content, and to scale the audiences who want to automate, in this case, the SAP processes within the organization. It's about helping our customer move from a simple collaboration to a more efficient coordination across the team, helping them to automate more, faster, and at a greater scale. By the way, here, an important point with that strategy, now to compete with Ansible, the other traditional players in that space have to include the entire management portfolio, meaning the customer needs to acquire multiple products from those other vendors and still will not have a level of automation provided through Ansible, which excels to install, deploy, migrate, and manage IT applications much more faster than ever before to save time and money, which is a huge benefit for you. And beyond that platform, the value of Red Hat is much more by focusing on the last mile between the community and the enterprise version, which makes all the difference. And these are quite significant works in that last mile, as you can see simply represented here. This is not an exhaustive list. It's about quality assurance, maintenance, lifecycle, insurance, and so on and so forth. And that we package and monetize in a format of subscription without any licensing. That's our business model. And that's what it takes to move from a community project with various standalone tools to a complete integrated enterprise platform. More than 7,000 people at Red Hat are focused on that last mile to industrialize open source solutions across our entire portfolio product. Now, picture this. Imagine the amount of time, people, risk you have to take to reach that level of automation if you want to do that last mile by yourself. It's all those efforts that you will not invest on what you do best as part of your core activities to differentiate more from the competition and bring more value to your customer. So besides being more simple to use, Ansible is also a comprehensive platform, as you saw previously in that slide, providing a wealth of capabilities for automating SAP landscape, such as becoming faster and more secure by centralizing SAP management for reducing costly manual errors. Looking at the figures here, 90% reduction in configuration time with Ansible. These are some findings after that IDC talks to Ansible customers. Some figures here are not specifically related to SAP customers, but it would be the same for Ansible, which anyway handles SAP like any other application. It's about free up budget by reducing maintenance and operation efforts through automation and proactive analytics, resulting here from the same study of nearly 500% ROI, return on investment, over 3 years. It's about increasing availability and security by building a high availability solution for SAP HANA, as well as compliance and security configuration remediation, resulting to a 25% more efficiency from the security team. It's about simplifying operations, helping a better DevOps practices across the team, and resulting to 135% more application and solutions delivered, bringing more innovation to the market. Smooth migration from Unix, Windows, or any other operating system to Red Hat Enterprise Linux with automated procedure, reducing the unplanned downtime by 53%. And last but not least, easy know-how transfer. Ansible being the simple language, the lingua franca, the team work more in symbiosis within the organization, resulting in 68% more productivity. Look, in business, figures speak for themselves, and I invite you to download this report that goes deeper in each of those benefits. Even more, I invite you to contact us so we can help building your business case in less than 30 minutes with outcomes which will be in adequacy with your specific situation. Another, I would say, angle approach to highlight the Ansible value for SAP, it's about use cases. And here are some of them around system provisioning using configuration management to set up a SAP HANA instance and tuning it within less than 20 minutes instead of days or weeks. Those figures are from public case studies done with Red Hat customers. The other one is about system patching near zero maintenance downtime, make the complex process trustworthy, relying also on the satellite and insight integration with Ansible for reducing planned downtime to less than a minute. And it's about predictable management, faster control and reproducible rollout of changes into production with 99% reduced work hour for updating. And last but not least, making hybrid cloud simple. Easily redeploy to a different infrastructure. Ensure the application can meet the needs of the users thanks to the auto-scaling, for example. There are other use cases, but that's the main one to keep in mind. Now, let's change gears and talk about the automation journey. And whether you are listening to a seasoned Red Hat customers or an IT analyst, you will hear about it as the essential path to succeed in your digital transformation journey, also around SAP. And no other IT technology can impact all aspects of transformation, such as automation. That's the two last of the 3P conversation, which are people and process, that we're gonna cover now. So SAP, as we said, it's a strategic initiative because it's a business critical solution. But we can also say that many organizations will take rather an opportunistic approach as an entry point, which ultimately opens the door for more automation along the way within the organization, as it's a journey, not a destination. So looking at this diagram, what you will say you are in your automation journey. I mean, it's about automating one thing, then the next, and the next. And all the time, you will move from an opportunistic approach, in this case with SAP, up to a strategic approach to reach a level of organizational effectiveness with a federated automation practices across the team around networking, security, edge, and so on and so forth. And all the time, it will make your complete team job more productive, and it has the power to transform your organization. And by taking such approach, you will enable each function in the IT organization to better collaborate. Even more, by moving from a simple collaboration to a more efficient coordination across the team, where processes and knowledge can be shared and governance can be enforced with minimal impact to operation. And whether you create a small, nimble strike team or a corporate center of excellence, the top-down approach is often needed to get teams working together towards the same and the common good of the customer and the businesses. If we use an analogy, I like sometimes to use analogy. Imagine a band with lots of musicians. Now the piano player over there on the right is probably not the best drummer in the world. And you see that guy with a trombone, he couldn't play probably the bass. This is true for almost all the musicians. They are experts in their own instrument, domain that requires specialized and unique skill sets. However, they are able to understand one and another because they share a common language, that is the language of the music. And this translates very well to where you want to be when you're automating, right? I mean, let's be fair. Automating stuff has been in the DNA of IT professionals for decades. You have your Linux engineer writing advanced bash script. You have your DBA team writing the SQL language. Windows engineer writing PowerShell. Application developer automating the software development in Jenkins, Groovy Code, for example, and so on and so forth. These are highly specialized skills, and they don't transfer very well. I mean, the Linux engineer probably doesn't understand PowerShell, while the DBA team probably is not very proficient in SAP, for example. Now, by introducing a common language, the language of Ansible, the lingua franca in automation, not only the teams will be able to read the automation artifacts written by other teams, they can actually understand what the other team is doing and work better together on shared projects. Ultimately, combining the code and sharing the same platform that integrate easily in your environment will build higher level of automation. Of course, you will still have experts, like in a music band. Windows engineer will automate Windows, the networking team will automate networks, SAP team will automate SAP, and so on and so forth. And we at Red Hat are here to help you reach that level of organizational effectiveness, combining the Ansible automation platform with the right consulting, capitalizing on the partner expertise such as Red Hat and also our premier partner. So wherever you are in your automation maturity and where you want to go from an opportunistic, tactic, or to a strategic approach, we will have, thanks to the Red Hat Agile approach methodology, the right package solutions, including subscription, consulting services, and training. As you can see here, the program called Automation Adoption Journey to be in adequacy with your automation plan for reaching your company goals. And beyond just, I would say, Ansible, it also has mentioned at the opening of the presentation on how Red Hat will make a clear differentiation by bringing you a great complementarity within our product portfolio, such as Satellite and Ansible working well together to better manage your Red Hat enterprise infrastructure for orchestrating, provisioning, automating paging, and so on and so forth. All this also while also relying on insight, included at no additional cost in your RHEL subscription for proactive management, configuration, compliance, drift analysis, and so on and so forth. And we have hundreds of successes with customers and partners around the globe. More than 2,000 of them are relying already on Red Hat Ansible automation platform, with many of them combined also with other Red Hat solutions from all sizes and segments. Because as we have said at the beginning of the presentation, automation is central to all changes happening in the IT organization, and no industry is immune. You can see here a few example quotes from partners highlighting the productivity gain with Ansible, which will help them further to have more time to focus on other strategic projects to bring more value and revenue for the organization. So what about you? What are you waiting for to start or to accelerate your automation journey for SAP and bring it to the next level? Let's now take a look at some of the main use cases we can efficiently address with the technical capabilities of Ansible. And without further ado, I will hand it over now to Marcus. Marcus, over to you.
Yes, hello, thank you. Let's have a short technical overview. As Belka said, there's a lot of potential to rise, and if you're currently already a Red Hat customer, you might already use the Red Hat Enterprise Linux for SAP Solutions bundle. This subscription comes not only with HA to cluster all your SAP environments, your NetWeaver or your HANA or your other database stack. It comes in addition with an extended lifecycle support for up to 4 years on a minor release if you want to stay with a certain feature set. But I just want to remind you that technically you could go update anytime the minor release. A minor release at Red Hat is just a marker of features we've added to the major release, and but additional features might have side impact to HANA, so it's sometimes useful to stay on the minor release, and that's why we bundled not only 2, we bundled 4 years of extended update support in this queue. And of course, we bundle the specific SAP software components you need to successfully run SAP and NetWeaver, SAP HANA and NetWeaver in the optimized performance so that they are first-class citizens on our operating system. But what we also bundled, and Barker told the whole story about why it is important to automate, we bundled the automated operations. We bundled our lifecycle management tool named Satellite, and with Satellite and with RHEL, we bundled Ansible, so-called Ansible system roles that enable you to do this automation without additional cost. And today I show you in a short demo how this will work together. And by automating this stuff, it gives you the freedom to run your SAP system where it fits your business. So imagine you are in a local data center today. You run your RHEL on a physical box and your NetWeaver and HANA on top of it. Now you want to spin some development systems, or for whatever reason it is useful to move some of this stuff on a virtual platform, a private or a public cloud. Only Red Hat gives you the possibility to create your corporate standard build that's common across all your workload as a Kickstart install or an image install. Provide this to your favorite cloud provider or environment. Use the Satellite to kick off this corporate standard build, and then use Ansible to finalize until it runs the required workload. And from the point where Ansible starts, it doesn't matter where the system is. You start from the same base and then finish the system, no matter where you are, and this gives you a quick opportunity to change the environment when there are business requirements. Okay, so now is the time for a short demo. Let me share my screen. Okay, so on the system where I have installed the Satellite, you can see a lot of roles I have installed. So some of the roles come with I have installed directly from upstream from Ansible, and some of them are installed from the operating system. So you can see here the RHEL system roles, which are the ones that are starting with RHEL system roles. And how do you use them in Satellite? So once you've installed your Satellite, you install the system roles that we ship or which are on Ansible Galaxy, and then you can simply use them in your Satellite. In Satellite, you go to the Configure Ansible Roles part. If you're in the Ansible Roles part, you can simply click of Import from the server you're on, and you see the roles I showed you on the command line as well. You just select the roles you want and import them. you see there are also different ones for deploying the Insights client, which you might need if you want to use Red Hat Insights on your system. So let's do it. Just so that you can see, you say update, and the role is imported. And after a short while, it's simply listed here in this list of roles you can use to deploy your systems. Now, if you want to now create a system, I've prepared satellite, I prepared the environment. As this is not a satellite session, just you have to watch something like this. You go to create host, and I want to create a host now. You can say, I want my host, the host I want to deploy is the 131. It's in my organization, it's in my lab, and it finds in my lab I have a host group. I have prepared an image here. If you look at the Red Hat virtualization screen, I get my content directly from the library, and now I'm in the Ansible roles part. So the storage comes properly prepared by the image, but if I have additional disk, I could use this role from the Red Hat system roles to configure my storage, but for now I just take the SAP roles. The first two pre-configure on a pre-configure are shipped by us. The rest are upstream roles I just use. The virtual machine is on a cluster. I have 32 gig of memory, which is the minimum for a HANA install. I have 100 gigabyte disk, that's enough for the testing system. I have my operating system here, Red Hat 8.1. I want to have it installed image-based. So it looks for my image. I give it a root password. The interface, I have to add it the IP address because this system has a predefined IP address that belongs to the name. And here I can find the variables I could set in the particular roles. I can add here to override the default parameters. I'm good with the default because it deploys a HANA Express with system ID 90. And with that, I'm good to go. I can hit submit, and the system's going to be started. Now the installation is running. And if you go back to the virtualization monitor and look at the virtual machines, all right, that's all virtual machines in this cluster, and I have bookmarked the virtual machines that belong to me. You see that the machine 131 has been started and is running. If I haven't, here is another machine I have installed over the network and another machine as an image provisioning. So while this takes now, as Belka said earlier, about 20 minutes, it will kill the installation or the presentation time if we wait for it. Let's go to the already installed system, which is the DHCP. What was the? I think it was 186. Let's check again if that's the right. Yeah, it's 186. So let's get in there. Yes. Enter the root password. Here we are. etc. Let's see. You see here the HANA user is installed. So if I do adm hdb info, you see the processes are running. And if we wait for a while, this is done in the same fashion here. So if we are back in the satellite, we can see in the tasks, we can see a task list. We see that there are a couple of running tasks out there which are pending, and there is somewhere should be a running task for the current installation. Well, okay, we go to the hosts. You see the host list where my systems are currently installed. The system's already, because it was an image provisioning, it's already up and running, so we could log in to this system. See, it's there. We give the root password. We see that the system console is there, and if we do a top, we should see some processes running. Okay, and most likely, yeah, the installation has not yet been started of HANA, so the playbook is still running. So we need to wait for a while, but then it ends up like the DHCP 186. You also see here the state of the current machine, and the cross mark is that we played around with it, so some of the installation did fail. So let's just wait and until it's finished, and you will have a complete installed HANA system on the 131 again. So this is just a short glimpse, and now I continue with some of the use cases you could do with that kind of system roles. Okay, what are the opportunities? What you can do with this? Well, if the satellite installation that can just kick off some roles and you need some more complex playbooks, Ansible Tower is the tool of choice. There you can define workflows, react if a playbook runs properly or fails. Basically, you can, from Tower, you can kick off the creation of one or more. While on the satellite, you can simply create one host. You can create more hosts. You can complete environment. You use satellite to install the OS. You run the same roles to apply the OS patches and the SAP software. You need to develop some playbooks to load some test data and run your tests and record back the test results. Depending on the result, on how the playbooks work, if the test results are successful, you can use an Ansible role to trigger a particular patch in satellite from one version to the other, and then run the update on prod. I showed you in the demo already where the roles are. The supported roles are described in the knowledge base article, but there are also some roles already developed upstream that you can use to deploy your demos. So feel free to check this out. Okay, this is a really nice thing of automate your QA testing. You can enhance this by getting automatic triggers. So whenever we deliver a new security patch, it's quite easy to kick in, trigger a workflow. Maybe if you use Jenkins for something like this, or immediately in Tower, repeat this process and have it tested and checked automatically and in the workflow. Only in production, somebody has to click the button, oh, there are new patches, I want to deploy them. In production, you can enhance the deployment like this. Let's say you have a 2 HANA service in an HA environment. The connection to the HANA service from the application is intercepted by a connection library that makes sure that the HANA server goes always to the active server. So if you patch, you normally would patch your secondary server on the new version. For that, you break the replication, then you re-establish replication, wait until the systems are back in sync, then you do a failover on the secondary server and repeat the patching process on the primary. The failover, that the clients are not intercepted by a failover, is covered by the DBSL. So the next step then would be this. So as the steps are well described, it's easy to move those steps into Ansible playbooks. So first of all, we upgrade the client, so we break the sync. Then we initiate, after the update is done and the sync is re-established, we initiate a cluster failover. These can all well-defined steps so that we can automate those. And finally, we can patch the primary version until we establish the synchronization so that the former primary gets the secondary, and now we have a running system again. And this is what mentioned. These steps normally customer needed to schedule a downtime for a couple of days. Now it's just easy within minutes. Another thing is that the Insights. Insights is a tool to monitor your system to be able to figure out problems before they occur. What does that mean? If you're in the SAP space, you might be familiar with SAP's Early Watch. Early Watch scans your SAP environment and gives you tips what to change to make your SAP system more robust, more faster, more robust, more reliable. Insights does the same for the infrastructure part. It checks your Red Hat environment if it complies to the SAP nodes, if your hostess adapter has the right firmware that is corresponding to the running driver, things like that, so that you're secure and get informed of risks before your business is affected. And the nice thing about Insights is it integrates into any tool that you use. It comes with Satellite, it's integrated in Satellite, but it's also integrated in the Ansible automation platform, into Tower, and it can be used completely from our portal. So no matter, and there's also an API available. If you have your own tool, it doesn't matter. You can integrate the output, the result of an Insight scan in the tool of your choice. And if you use Red Hat Satellite or Ansible Tower, it's up to you to just get the information, take the information, put this information into your customer ticketing system, and from your customer ticketing system, once you got an approval for a change, you can click a button and your change is deployed, because Insights delivers the playbooks that mitigates the risk. So very well integrated. And this is how this infrastructure in an SAP environment looks like. You have your SAP systems in the center, and you can manage from Satellite the infrastructure, or on the SAP side from the solution manager, and it gives you the proactive application monitoring, infrastructure monitoring. So this is the only end-to-end solution where you get the best practices from SAP and Red Hat into your environment to make your critical SAP workload even more reliable. And with that, I hope you got some ideas how you could use Ansible. You have understood that we have the Ansible tools you need included in the subscription so that you can get started today. And now let's get back to Belka for a summary.
Thank you, Marcus, for this good technical overview. And yeah, let's wrap up. I mean, hopefully you are more convinced now to let Red Hat helping you to bring your SAP strategy to the next level, thanks to the Ansible platform, but also, as Marcus shown you, combined with the other Red Hat management solutions such as Insight and Satellite. In summary, and simply stated along that webinar, automation plays a very important role in organization today by gaining more efficiency with speed, productivity, and cost reduction, as some of them summarized here in that slide. And according to analysts, as we talked about at the beginning of the presentation, automation became even more than strategic. It became a boardroom imperative, which has been also amplified with the current challenges brought by the COVID-19, which once again elevated the need and value of automation to the forefront of organization priority. So as a next step to have, let's say, more pragmatic approach, here are some recommendations. First, evaluate in few minutes your time saving by going to this URL, redhat.com/savetime. You can also contact a Red Hat sales representative. I mean, he will or she will help you also to build a customized report, including TCO, ROI, team productivity, all the different things we also covered during the business section of that presentation. That can help the management, your management in your organization, making the right decision. On the technical side, you have also the ability to increase your knowledge by going to that other link, ansible.com/get-started, with various content built for you, and the possibility also to get, of course, evaluation subscription during that assessment period you want. And by the way, there's also currently a free course to learn the basics of Ansible automation for those of you who are still not familiar on the technical capabilities with Ansible and configuration management and more. I mean, you can sign up today online at the Red Hat website. The next step would be to participate to training session performed, of course, by our Ansible experts. And for those of you who want to use Ansible to create offers for your end customers, I mean, as a partner around ASAP, contact us also to join our automation enablement program for our premier partner. And last but not least, don't miss the upcoming and largest Ansible event in the world called Ansible Fest, which will be held in October virtually. Sign up today, I mean, going to that other link, ansible.com/AnsibleFest. You will have also during such conference the possibility to submit topic before on things that you would like to present and show on what you do around Ansible and ASAP within thousands of participants that can be attending your presentation. So, I mean, with that, we would like, together with Marcus, thank you very much for your attention, but stay with us now for the Q&A part as we're going to respond to your question.
And we have already a list of questions. So let's start with the first one. Hi, in the demo, what is the version of the satellite? So the version that has been used is the version 6.7. The following question is there any support for AIX-based ASAP available? So it's planned to have it in the summer. So stay tuned. IBM is going through the certification process and also to publish the corresponding content. The next one, I'm already using an IT automation tool. Why should I switch to Ansible by Red Hat? So I was expecting also this kind of question. So chances are you are just using a configuration manager and your team are still having to use shell script or other tools to efficiently orchestrate the deployment of all those configurations for SAP, as an example, across your environment. Yes, we can say that probably it's enough for what you do today. But what about when you want to scale automation within your organization as part of the SAP modernization journey that we talked about? And the Ansible platform in that case will help you to glue all those pieces together for you in a way to ensure also that all your team members are able to reuse automation by bringing a more complete and simplified user experience. So that will be also the other reason why to switch to Ansible, without mentioning that beside its broader applicability, use cases wide, you will have also the fastest learning curve with the search platform. So let's move to the next question. I do not have HANA. Do I also get the advantage of NetWeather deployments? Yes, we provide also roles for SAP NetWeather with RHEL for SAP solution, and we already have roles for deploying NetWeather in our upstream repo that you can find on the following link, github.com/redhatsap. Next one is the use of Ansible to deploy SAP HANA and NetWeather fully supported. So currently, the role to prepare the system are in tech preview and will be supported in a later RHEL release, so which is pretty soon, so stay tuned on that. However, the usage of RHEL system roles is already supported with RHEL and Satellite. And this type of usage is included also with RHEL for SAP solutions. And you will need an Ansible automation platform subscription if you want only to support for more sophisticated playbook and automation orchestration. So let me see if there are other questions. Yes, there's another one here. What is the level of partnership and history between Red Hat and SAP? So first, we are Platinum Partner. And for the second part of the question, so we talked about it already at the beginning of the presentation, but let's provide complementary information on that very good point. So SAP and Red Hat, it's 20 years of partnership with a strong and reliable collaboration, co-innovating the open source base for many SAP solutions. Red Hat was also, by the way, the first Linux operating system supported by SAP in 1999, as I was mentioned at the beginning of the presentation. So, which means it's a proven platform for you. And also SAP Venture even invested in Red Hat early at that time already. And this shows clearly the tight and strong partnership between the two companies to better serve you, to better serve the SAP customers. So I think we have when go through all the questions. I will just double check again. I'm checking also the timing to make sure we're not running out of time. And I think, yeah, and I think with that, we can close the webinar. And we would like to thank you together with Marcus again for your attention, but also for your questions posted. And we are looking forward to collaborating further together. So take care, happy automating, and thank you again.